Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to our Thursday night Team Dream Fit call. Tonight we're going to talk about forming. This is going to be a very short call because, well, I only have 4 things to describe. F-O-R-M. The reason I'm doing this team call is because a lot of people have come to me and said, as you guys know, we're doing the basics group, the back to basics group, and it's a really great time for you to get focused in your business. This is a tough time for health and fitness because a lot of people are not necessarily 100% excited about getting healthy in the fall, the winter, because people like to hide in their clothes. But what we have to offer people is not about losing weight necessarily. It's about getting healthy. It's about taking care of yourself. There's many ways you can spin fall and winter to help people, with the support so that they are able to stay on track, or that they just don't flip and gain weight, because the percentage of people that actually gain weight over the holidays, it's really pretty sad. You end up gaining all this weight so that come January, you're like, I'm going to make a New Year's resolution to be healthy. And then they're healthy for like a month, and then it trails off again. So, you have to be talking and building relationships. And people have asked me on my checklist, what does form and build relationships mean? And so I wanted to do a team call to discuss that, because even when you first sign up as a coach, it's so important for you to be building relationships. It's so important for you to be networking, because if you don't network now, you're going to get to a place where you have completely zero prospects, okay? And when you're in a place where you have zero prospects, it gets really difficult to invite people and to have conversations about the products and the programs and the groups. So what you want to do is you want to build relationships with people. I am not telling you to be fake. I am not telling you to be weird or skeevy or salesy. I'm telling you to be yourself and to go after your brand or your market and really cater to people that you find are a lot like you. And you can see this when you know who you are. So if you're in the Back to the Basics group today, I posted about your brand. I posted about coming up with a photo, making a photo of yourself. So even if you're not in a group and you want to do this, it's go to Photo5, go to canva.com, go to picmonkey.com on your computer, create a graphic. It's a picture of you, and you're going to list all of your characteristics. This is creating your brand, because first and foremost, you have to know who you are. When you know who you are, you're going to know what your brand is. You're going to know who you're marketing to, because like attracts like. If you guys go to our team, we are all so much alike. We are all ironically around the same age. We are, in fact, like a lot of us, it's like Herndon High School reunion. It's crazy. But so forming goes, so when you're inviting people that you have already formed, or you are inviting people that you've already built relationships with. So inviting is not the skeevy, hey there, how are you? Do you want to join my challenge group? When they're like, okay, I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about you. And you guys can vouch for it. We just talked about it when we were talking about getting added to all these parties. If you don't have a conversation with someone and all of a sudden you end up in somebody's group, you're like, what the hell? Seriously, no, I'm not interested. Thank you. Because that person doesn't care about you. That person cares about a sale. So they put you in a group with 1,000 other people and they're hoping you buy something. We as coaches, we're not about that. We as coaches are about building relationships with people and really, really helping them. So I want to share something about, I went to a inviting or 4 Vital Behaviors training here. And it was with Kim Carver, and he is one of the senior sales team with Beachbody Corporate. And it was amazing. He used an amazing analogy about, let's say you go to Home Depot, okay, and you're in the market for a refrigerator. You're going to buy a refrigerator, okay? And so you go into the store, and you have one of two salespeople approach you, okay? You go into the store and this guy's like, hey, can I help you? And you're like, yeah, I want a refrigerator. And they're like, okay, let me take you to this refrigerator right here. This refrigerator is awesome. You will love it. Here, buy it. And you're like, well, wait a second. I didn't even tell you what I wanted. The second salesperson is the person that comes up to you and says, let's go sit down. You know, what kind of refrigerator are you looking for? Do you know the capacity of the refrigerator you want? Do you know the space in which you're putting the refrigerator? Do you want a freezer on top, freezer on bottom, freezer on the side? You know, do you want, all of these things? What is your budget? And so if you start this conversation with a person and then they say, oh yeah, well, which salesperson are you going to go with? You're going to go with the person that asked you questions about what you wanted, not the person that was just all about selling you something. And forming people, it means to build a relationship with them first in order to create an open door to then invite them, or to know that it's not a good place for you to invite them, at least right now, that you know that this person needs more coddling. So I'm going to go through the acronym of FORM and explain each one. And this is how you would create a conversation with someone. So if you're kind of like, okay, so I've been adding friends like you told me, okay, I have no idea what to say to them. You want to follow FORM, and this is how you touch base. F stands for family, okay? So you would touch base with them. Let's go start to finish. Let's say you added someone that you went to high school with, you never talked to, but you have mutual friends. And so you break the ice by saying, hey, I noticed we had so-and-so in common. Did you go to Herndon High School? Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. Okay, great. Wonderful. I saw pictures. Do you have children? You ask them questions now about your family. And then when you ask them questions about your family, you ask them, oh, you do? You have children? How old are they? What are their names? This opens the door for them to tell you more about them and tell you more about their life and their family and what makes them tick. And, once you ask them about their family and they dive into all of that, you go into O. O is occupation. So that's when you would ask them, okay, well, what do you do for a living? This is how you can see, especially if someone would be good for the coaching opportunity, because you kind of want to see where they stand with their job. First and foremost, don't ever pigeonhole someone not in for the coaching opportunity if they say, I love my job. People can coach when they love their job as well. Not every coach has to be somebody that wants to leave their job to do this. This is, as we know, can be amazing on the side. It can be amazing on the side. I worked for freaking almost 2 years doing coaching. I put in my time off to go to Summit. I put in my time off to go on the cruise. I earned all of that. It was my business on the side. There was nothing in my contract that said I couldn't have a second job or income or whatever. Beachbody, though it was creating income for me, it was my passion. It was my love. It was this extra fun thing. So someone can not ever desire to leave their job, but still find fulfillment in Beachbody coaching. So when you're asking them, well, what's your occupation? You're also inviting them to tell you about them. So you're asking questions and you're being interested in what they're saying instead of wanting to talk about you. Instead of being interesting, you want to have open arms to people to let them talk to you. This is such a vulnerable business that you can't be someone that's all about yourself. You can't. You have to be someone that is willing to listen and open up and hear people You guys, I can't tell you how many people, I have a girl in my neighborhood, perfect example. She has another coach, okay? Coach that's actually very high up. And she's told me on several different occasions, I can't switch from this coach because I feel like I would be letting her down, but I don't feel connected to her. It is not my ethics to poach someone away from another coach. But I have included her in groups in the past, just so because she's a friend. And she came to me and said, you know, I have a question, and I hope I'm not overstepping bounds, but she's like, I do have a group coming up because I would really be interested in it. And she, like word vomited this like long message. And I read it and she just poured her heart out. I didn't know that she just had a concussion. All of her clothes don't fit. She feels like a failure. She just went through like everything. And so as a coach, you don't realize it, but like you kind of have to sometimes wear the therapist hat and like really hear people out and listen to them and just, feel. You don't have to have the answers for them, but you just have to be a person that's going to listen to them. So when you're asking these questions and you're forming someone, you're laying the foundation to let them know that you really do actually care about what they have going on. You're not just trying to sell them something. You're trying to learn about them so that when you do have a conversation about inviting them to a challenge group, you actually are having an educated conversation with them about really giving them the best advice because you know them now. Okay, so F is family, O is occupation, R is recreation. So this is the fun part. So this is when you get to ask them like, well, what is it that you do for fun? And guys, this is kind of like an interview, right? You're kind of interviewing them to see like if you would want them on your team. I know we as coaches think like, oh my gosh, we have to take every single person that says they want to join us. Technically, really, you don't have to, When you get to a place where you're interviewing people and you know your brand, if you think someone's going to be toxic for your organization, maybe you would want to push them away. Maybe you would want to say, I don't think that that's going to really be good for my culture of my team. So when you're having these conversations with them and you say, you're asking them these questions, you get to know about them and you get to know if they're going to really fit in with you and your brand and your background and what makes you tick. So what do you do for fun? Do you like to travel? Have you gone on vacation recently? Like, have you guys gone on a family vacation? That kind of stuff. And then M is message them. This is where you have the open door to message them and to invite them. So not necessarily invite them to a challenge group right away, but invite them to the next conversation. So if the conversation starts to wind down, this is where you would say, well, great, so you remember how you said that you really like to go out for happy hour sometime? I'm actually in that area next week. Like, would you like to get together? I'd love to catch up with you or like to learn about you. Or, hey, how you said that you like to run? Well, I've been getting more involved in running too. Like, if you're in the area, would you like to get together and go for a run sometime? And so you're building the relationship from there. And what you're doing is you're opening up more conversation with someone so that when they talk to you, and there's a lot of things going on at the same time. In an ideal world, you're posting, right? You're posting 3 to 5 times a day. So when you're messaging people, even if you're not inviting them, they're going to your page and they're going to stalk you and kind of figure out who you are, And so they know you're a coach, right? Because you said you're a coach. And they know that you are this, that, and the other because your posts say it. They know from your last 5 posts that maybe you're running a challenge group. They know that, what you look like because you got selfies going on. And they know that because they're going to go to your page. So when they feel comfortable enough with you, they're going to start dropping hints, okay? I sent somebody a message the other day just to check in. Hey, girl, how are you? How was your move? She moved to Dallas. How was your move to Dallas? I said, I've seen your pictures. Your house looks beautiful. Kids look like they're adjusted. She's like, it's really good. It doesn't feel like fall. It's like high 80s. But she's like, anyway, I'm fat. I gained all my weight. And I'm like, whoa, you know? But the point is that she felt like that's the conversation we had to have. And that, first of all, no, you know, but she also felt very vulnerable in like sharing that with me. And so we just had normal conversations, and I didn't actually invite her because it wasn't the right time to invite her. I need to have more conversations with her. So we need to talk it out, and we need to see like what makes her tick right now. We need to see if it's the right time for her, because I don't ever want to set somebody up for failure. If someone continually tells you no, it's probably because they're not ready. So you don't want them to purchase the challenge pack and then fail, because then they feel like an even bigger failure than what they're feeling like right now. So you want to build a relationship with them so that they know that they're in good hands, that they know that they're safe with you, and that when you invite them, that they know you are going to take them under your wing and protect them and make their experience amazing. So the question is, when do we start forming people? You should be forming 3 people every single day. Every single day. You know, from my list, it's the power of 3s, okay? If you have the time, sit and invite 10 to 20 people. Form 10 to 20 people. In a realistic world, no, you don't have that time. We got the time, you know? So 3, that's it. Coaching, 1. 3 a week, 3 days a week. You want to invite to coaching. But if you're trying to like really build a team, okay, then you're inviting more. But in a realistic world, 3 people, that's it. So you're inviting 3 people to your challenge group. You're following up with 3 people. You're building relationships or forming 3 people. You're posting 3 to 5 times a day. You know, you're doing these things in 3s because that creates the consistency. That creates the momentum. If you're doing that every single day, so what happens is now you're inviting people that you already have relationships with. At the same time, you're forming people. So that when you have reached the end of your warm market, as we call it, now you have built all of these new relationships with people. So now, 3 or 4 months down the line that you've had these conversations going with these people, now you look for ins to invite them. And it's not weird. It's not creepy. It's not salesy. Have a relationship with them, and you already have an in to invite them. Okay? So that's forming. I can't emphasize it enough that you should be doing it every single day. Really, truly. But do you guys have any questions for me about it? What to say? No? Okay, good. See, I told you it would be short. It's like shortest, it was like 15 minutes. So anyway, so I'll end the call here. If you have any questions, post them in our team page and we can chat about it.